Are you on a trajectory of change and you're working on your mindset and you're working on looking to the future with goals and dreams and you're just going to have the best thoughts and you're going to project the best things to the universe, and yet it's not really working, and you kind of feel sometimes like you have your feet stuck in treacle, or you're taking a step forward and then there's an energetic pull that you just go back again, and it kind of wears on you a little bit because you give yourself a hard time. It's like, I'm supposed to be thinking positive. I'm supposed to be looking at the bright side of life. I'm supposed to be expressing gratitude every moment of every day. And, it's pretty unrealistic, and it's wearing, and it's tiring, and it puts us in a place where sooner or later we kind of drift away. It's not that we give up, it's just maybe losing a little bit of hope that this actually works. And so I want to talk to you today about acknowledging the bad stuff and not always expecting that life is going to be some bed of roses, because we all have stuff, and we all have negative emotions. We all have limiting beliefs. I'm not sure we'll ever get to the very depths of everything we are, both good and bad. And so today I would like to encourage you that it's okay when you're on this positive trajectory. In fact, it's really necessary to acknowledge what's being raised by your unconscious mind for resolution. Because with these blocks in the way, it's like we're trying to push a brick wall in front of us. We've got our hands on it and we're pushing, but we're not going to get very far. I saw this gorgeous little clip one day of a dung beetle, and it had a little ball of, I guess, dung or dirt or something that was getting bigger and bigger as it was rolling it along. But the catch was it was going uphill. And this little ball that this little dung beetle wanted to move was getting harder and harder to manage, and sooner or later it rolled all the way back down the hill. I'd like to encourage you to acknowledge your stuff. And if you're getting feelings in your body, it's because we have stuff stored in our body and it's trying to get out. It's trying to get released, would be a better word. Now, the unconscious mind has the blueprint for perfect health, and it's running programs that are maybe not the best way of getting a positive result. So it might be running a program that says, oh, I'll never be wealthy, or all relationships fail sooner or later, or my businesses are hard and fraught with money problems. And so your unconscious mind, it's trying to keep you safe, but it's not doing it in a very good way. And what happens is we store these things in our body, and if we listen to the language of the body, I love the language of the body, it might be kind of saying to you, my back's up against the wall, or oh, this pulls at my heartstrings, in a negative or positive way, because we're connected to other people in the journey as well, or I just can't see it. And I went around on my self-help journey for so long saying, I just can't see it, I just can't see it, I just can't see it. And in retrospect, I now understand why I had a detached retina, because my body manifested the very program that I was running unconsciously in the background. So if we can pinpoint what's being raised, whether it's anger, sadness, fear, guilt, hurt, or any number of heavier energies, I don't want to say they're bad, because some of those energies can keep us safe in the right place. But if we can acknowledge what we're feeling, and we can acknowledge what we're seeing in our life, we can acknowledge how we feel, then we can deal with it. Now, how do we deal with things that are in our body and they're stopping those positive thoughts like, I am magnificent. I greet each day with power and grace. I am whole. Whatever we're putting out there, and we're kind of going, oh, yeah, I believe it. A mantra, I believe it. We can also start taking notice of what's putting the brakes on for us. If it's a negative emotion, if it's a limiting belief, we can do modalities as appeals to you. For example, TimelineTherapy is one of my all-time favorites for getting the learnings first of all, and releasing the energy on these emotions. I'll talk about TimelineTherapy more in the future. Reiki is beautiful because what Reiki does is it balances all the energies of our chakras, our auras. It releases stuff. I do Seishin Reiki, which has a bit of a reputation, I believe, for releasing negative energies without reliving the trauma of them. We can do hypnotherapy, is a much, in my opinion, more useful tool than just saying a mantra. I am whole, I am pure, I am divine guidance, perfect. But to incorporate hypnotherapy in with that, or to be doing Reiki and using the language of hypnotherapy, because the language we feed ourselves is so important as well. I keep wanting to segue off into other things. There's so many exciting things, like the unconscious mind doesn't process negatives. That makes a difference if you're choosing a hypnotherapist that knows that. I've lost my train of thought. Our NLP as well. A lot about what we're taking in, what programs we're running in our body that aren't potentially positive, and making changes with them. If you don't have access to these modalities, there's so much you can learn about it online. Just watching videos like this. You can do journaling. That just gets a lot of stuff out. I have a beautiful technique which I call answered prayers. I believe that whether you call it divine, higher self, God, I believe that our prayers are always, always, always answered, and I will tell you more about that in the future. If any of these things I'm mentioning trigger an interest, let me know in the comments. It'll help me remember to address it. And so I just wanted to encourage people today on the self-help positive gratitude journey. Don't be afraid of the negatives and don't suppress them, because when we can release them, it allows the good stuff to come into our bodies, and it allows the good stuff to project forward out of our life. And the changes will start to happen, rather than just be something that we're fighting like a piece of dung up a hill. And we can all live without that in our life. So acknowledge. I hear you, unconscious mind. Thank you for raising this in my mind. Keep a little journal. If you don't know what to do, or something, a big one for me is forgiveness. Something is taking longer than you like. Keeping a little journal of it, exploring the thoughts behind the energy. When you have the opportunity, you'll have a little bit of guidance on how you can go forward with it. And most of all, enjoy every single day for what it is and find the blessings in it. Have a great day.